Well, good morning. I'm up by the roundabout by Sawgrass in the Bexley Bridge. I'm gonna take the trek checkpoint on an easy ride this morning through the newer section of the villages south of the turnpike. So I'm gonna go ahead and get on the Bexley Bridge. And cross over the turnpike and head towards Eastport. Okay, I'm coming up to the Bexley Bridge. This will take us over the Florida Turnpike and to where all they're doing the new construction in the villages. So go to Eastport. They also have Middleton over there, which is family-friendly community built by the same developers, the villages. And we may pedal a little bit through there as well. Pedaling over the turnpike now. And you can see all the construction up ahead. Okay, I'm coming up on the roundabout after the bridge. I'm going to exit here and make my way towards Eastport. Good, I'll take a right here so I can take the Bexley Trail path south. And what I'm going to try and do during this ride is pretty much stick to multimodal paths, cart, bike paths, and bike walking paths. So I think I'm just going to stay off the road today and just stay on the paths. So now what we're going to do is we're going to parallel Bexley Trail all the way down to Eastport or to Central Parkway and cut over to Eastport there. So I'll film some more in a little bit. Getting a little further down, getting closer to Eastport. Up ahead on my right is the new softball complex for Eastport. And you'll probably get a better view of it once I go through this section here. Up ahead where you see all this dirt, this one day will be a village with houses. This will be the entranceway to that village. Now you can see what's going to be a large board. I don't know if it's going to be a scoreboard for the softball complex probably, or just a billboard, but you see up ahead softball complex. We're now going to go down through a tunnel. So we've been going on the east side of Bexley Trail. We're now going to cross under, get over on the west side of Bexley Trail and still head south. Okay, so we're coming up on the roundabout by Central Parkway in Bexley. So I'll go ahead and just follow this path to the right and head towards Eastport. Directly up ahead is the new golf cart store. Yeah, we'll take a left here and go through the tunnel. Okay. coming up to Eastport Drive and Bar Boulevard to be the entrance to Eastport. It's coming along nicely. They're making really good progress on the construction in there. I'm going to cut through the village of Water's Edge, get on a cart bike path and cut through this village. I'll just stay on this until I get to the other end of this new village where new construction's going on. So I'll film a little bit more as I get towards the outer end. Okay, I'm still on Bar Boulevard. A lot of new construction going on right in this area. They're making progress on these homes too, compared to when I've been in here before. Coming up on the intersection of Marsh Bend Trail and Bar. Then you got a rec center, the Saluki Rec Center, right off to my right. Each rec center in the villages has a different theme to it. Pretty sure that's the one that's themed after dogs. So if you go in there, all the interior decorations and everything all have a dog theme to them. I went in there once a little while ago, and they also got a couple pinball machines in there, which is pretty cool. So I might have to get over there and play some pinball. Okay, still heading in the southerly direction on Bar, and I'm going to stay on this for a little while. So just passing by the Moultrie Creek Recreation Postal. I'm still on Bar. And getting closer to the village's high school area, which is off to my right. So I'll be getting off Bar here real quick. We got a roundabout coming up, and I'm gonna take a right at this roundabout. Now, if I took a left and jumped on the path, that would take me just a little ways down. On the left will be the Boosters Sports Bar and golf course. I've been there a few times. Every time I've been there, it's had good service, good food, so I'd recommend going there. If you haven't checked it out yet, it's a really nice place. So to get to Boosters, I would just jump on this path to the left, go down just a little bit, and on the left will be the entrance. I'm gonna take a right though, off Bar Boulevard to follow Landstone. And I'll be going pretty close to the village's high school. You can see their football field structure right up ahead on my left. Okay, I'm still heading down the path of Landstone. If I wanted to get to the village's high school or Middleton downtown area, I can take a left right here and go underneath this tunnel. I'm going to keep going straight and stay on the path going this way. Really beautiful day out today. It's supposed to get pretty hot though. It's supposed to get up in the low 90s today. But the humidity's low, so it's not that bad. far since I left the roundabout at Sawgrass to head towards the Bexley Bridge, I've been going just about 5 miles. Okay, I'll film a little bit more when I get to my next turn area. Okay, so that made a loop and looped around, and now I'm back on Central Parkway. So Eastport will be ahead of me, but we'd be entering it from the opposite side of where I initially came in. Also, looks like it's gonna be another windy day today. Had a lot of wind all through March and April. Seems to be windier than normal. So I'm coming up on the roundabout at Central Parkway and Marsh Bend Trail. And going by the village of Shady Brook. And I'm going to stay on this path for just a little bit longer. I always let cars go, and then I go. Because if there's a collision, the car's always going to win. And I'm not really in a hurry. I'm retired. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn left here and get on the Marsh Bend Trail. If I continued to go straight, I'd end up back at Eastport. But I'm going to get on the Marsh Bend Trail instead. Loop around this way. So I'm on Marsh Bend Trail on the path. You can see they're putting the walls up around this whole area. I'm mostly at the walls up. On the other side, they're putting the walls up. Getting ready to build houses in here. And always building. So this path right here will just follow Marsh Bend Trail. I'll stay on this for a while. And I think what I'll do is, instead of taking the Bexley Bridge back over the turnpike, I'll take the Water Lilly Bridge and kind of show you that area. I'm still on the path that follows Marsh Bend Trail. It goes off the trail for a little bit and it zigzags back closer to it, to the road up ahead. You see, it's really nice around here. Love these big trees too, and whenever they're doing their construction, you know, they're saving as many as possible of these big trees. They're not just cutting them down and bulldozing them. They built them right into the leave them and kind of develop the landscape around them. It just adds to the beauty of this place. Yeah, I recorded it a little bit more. Okay, I'm still following Marsh Bend. I'm just shy of about 9 miles since I left Sawgrass on this ride. Man, these paths are so smooth. Nice to have these things to ride on, not worrying about cars and traffic. And down here, because not a lot of people have moved in yet, there's really hardly any golf cart traffic either. So you're pretty much had that path to myself almost the whole time. Now I'm coming up to areas that have been developed for a little bit, and so they're all areas where, well, Well Point to my right hasn't been open that long, but as I get further up this trail, I'll hit more and more established villages. Okay, I'll record a little bit more when I get further down this trail. Okay, so I just passed the intersection of Marsh Bend and Corbin Trail and took a left off Marsh Bend Trail. I'm going to go underneath Marsh Bend and then make my way back towards, or over towards the Water Lilly area. So I cross the Water Lilly Bridge and get back over on the other side of the turnpike. So I'm going to exit out of this roundabout to the right and head towards Everglades, towards the Everglades Rec Center. And now Marsh Bend is off to my right instead of off to my left. Okay, we're going to go through this tunnel, and this is going to take us underneath Warm Springs Avenue. So now we're coming up on the intersection of Marsh Bend and Warm Springs. Is just off to my right. And going by Magnolia Plaza. Got the Everglades Rec Center just off to my right, 7-Eleven off to my left. Got another tunnel I'm going through. I got the Everglades Rec Center off to my right, pickleball courts off to my right. When I hit this roundabout, I'm going to take a right. That'll take me to the Water Lilly Bridge. Softball complex off to my left. Gonna pass on your left. Morning.
Morning.
So I'm still on the path heading to the Water Lilly Bridge, and off to my left is the village's disc golf course. So if you're interested in playing disc golf, it's right there to the left. Looks like there's a lot of people out enjoying it today. After the last hurricane came through, that disc golf course was completely underwater. I mean, the water in that whole course would have probably been waist deep. Right here, I got the parking lot. Show up on your golf cart, park there, and go play disc golf. Okay, so we're getting closer to the Water Lilly Bridge. You could jump on Marsh Bend Trail right there if you wanted to. And this bridge crosses over the same turnpike that we crossed over earlier on the Bexley Bridge. So we'll go up and over the Water Lilly. Up and over the turnpike. So I got two options. When I cross this bridge, I can take a right out of the roundabout and go to Sawgrass, or I can take a left and go to Brownwood. So I think I'm going to conclude my video, and just over 12 miles from where I jumped on at Sawgrass and then back over the bridge here. So hopefully you enjoyed it. It's a wrap. Okay, so after I left the Water Lilly Bridge, I decided to head to Brownwood, so I figured I might as well record going over the Brownwood Bridge. So we're entering the Brownwood Bridge right now. Go up and over this one. And this bridge takes us over 44. Okay, so we're crossing over 44 right now and heading into Brownwood. So we're at Brownwood. Okay, after I left out of Brownwood, I took the multimodal path towards Hillsborough Trail, then took the cart bike lane on Hillsborough Trail over to Morris. Now I'm on the multimodal heading south along Morris. I'm going to cross over the Chitty Chatty Bridge, so I figure I might as well record the Chitty Chatty Bridge too and add it to this video, since I've already recorded the other 3 bridges that I crossed earlier today. So when I get to that point, I'll record going over there and give you a mileage for what I've done to that point. Okay, just pedaling by the Rohan Rec Center. I just jumped off the multimodal path and I'm going to jump on the Chitty Chatty Bridge, which is right up here to the right. Yeah, looks like they got a meeting of the Corvette Club in the Rohan parking lot this morning. Okay, and it's up and over the Chitty Chatty Bridge. And this crosses over 44. So this crosses over the same road that the Brownwood Bridge crossed over earlier in my ride. So crossing over 44. Wind is starting to pick up here. Right now I'm right at 20 miles from where I started recording at that roundabout at Sawgrass. Now I'm heading back to Sawgrass. Got 2 different routes I could take. I could stay on the multimodal and parallel Morris Road till I get down to Megason and go that way, or I could jump off this multimodal in a little bit to the left and take bike / walking paths that follow the preserve, probably give me more blockage from the wind. So I may take that today. Okay, I may record some more later. Okay, I'm back at the roundabout at Sawgrass, where I first started filming this morning. So to do that loop, where I started here and went over the Bexley Bridge, then Water Lilly Bridge, Brownwood Bridge, and Chitty Chatty Bridge, and back to here, right around 24 miles. So not that bad of a route. Get some bridge work in and get a little bit of a loop in. Now I'm gonna come up here and I'm just gonna jump on the bike walking path and take an easy path back home. This will wrap things up for this video.